Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Kaba Ilco number 15995RA-04. This is a key and knob lever deadbolt replacement style cylinder from Kaba Ilco. This is their RA designation, and we'll dissect the entire part number. 04 finish, that means satin brass on the face of the plug. It's going to include the cylinder itself, solid brass construction with a threaded retaining cap on the back. Okay. It is going to include two original look-alike style key blanks. That would be a Russwin style look-alike bow on the head of the key. It's going to include a variety of tail pieces as well, and we're going to go over all of those. Tail pieces and a little shim as well. Okay, so 15995. That from Kaba Ilco specifically means that this is a cylinder that is a replacement, or the term I like to use, composite, a composite type cylinder that's going to be used in a variety of different applications, and is going to work in grade 1, sometimes grade 2, sometimes deadbolts, sometimes applications where this incredibly generic construction of cylinder that you see across all manufacturers' lines, both domestic and imported, may or may not work in your application. It's going to work in lots of applications. It's not too often that I hear of someone who's tried a lock in one of these cylinders in a lock and it didn't work. I think I had someone try to put it into an 8-line sard. I don't recall. It didn't work. It didn't fit. Admittedly, there are times when I have had to grind the head of the cylinder plug down ever so slightly. I've had to do that in the past. Obviously, manipulating the tail pieces to work is necessary. I don't think I've had to do anything other than that to make this type of cylinder work. Let me give you a couple of basic dimensional properties of this. The 15995 is a 5-pin cylinder, and the last 5 in the part number is what that means. A 15996 would be a 6-pin version. The giveaway that this is the RA equals 981R equals 981 Russwin 5-pin, so you should not have a 981R compatible cylinder and it not be a 5-pin, because that reference means 5-pin. Overall length of the Bible, 1.07. 1.07, okay. The overall length of the cylinder itself, the head of the plug to the back of the cap, 1.413. 1.413, okay. Diameter, I suppose, of the cylinder, we can take that as well, 0.628. 0.628 diameter. It's a 5-pin. It's pinned 5. It's drilled 5. Okay. You know what? It may be drilled 6. You know, I would actually be surprised if this wasn't drilled 6-pin, because it certainly has the length in the Bible to give you that room, so it's probably drilled 6 would be my guess. But it's pinned 5. Now, the RA, that's going to equate to being compatible with a Russwin 981R. That is using a Ilco N1011P blank. Let's take a look at that. Yeah. Yeah, that's the blank that it's using. So a 981R will be the Keyway. Let's look at these tail pieces that are included. So this cylinder will work with key and knob, key and lever, and key and deadbolt applications. it will likely work in the one that you need it to work in, but not guaranteed because it's a composite or a generic style application. There are 3 tail pieces. They're all the same for key and knob, key and levers. The only difference is the length on all of them, and I'll give you the length of them, and then we'll talk about them. The longest one, about 1 1/16. Oh, and that one is stamped RL. The one that's stamped RM, it's about 13/16 or so. And the one that's stamped RS, that short one, it's going to be about 5/8. Now, that has the preparation in the base that will allow you to install the tailpiece either vertically or horizontally. A horizontal application in your cylinder would be for a knob. A vertical application in your on the back of your cylinder would be for a lever. But it comes back the same way, because when you tip your cylinder on its side to install it into a lever lock, it comes back to being horizontal. That's the way that the lock chassis likes it. Then there are 3 tail pieces, same thing, just different lengths, for deadbolt style. And you'll see the prep in the bottom of here is a large cutout. And that permits this to work as a lazy function deadbolt. Let me give you the lengths, then we'll discuss lazy function. About 1 13/16 on the long one. That's stamped LM. LM. The medium length, that one is about 7/8, and that one is stamped DL. Then the short one, you might use that for a double cylinder. That is about 1/2 inch. That one is stamped DS, lazy action. So in a deadbolt, you want to be able to insert your key, turn your key 90 degrees, and throw the bolt. You want to be able to take that key from 90, turn it back to 0, and pull it out. The tailpiece needs to not automatically pull that latch bolt back. And the fact that you can turn the key while the tailpiece doesn't move in direct linkage with the action on the key is the lazy action itself. So you could insert that key, you could turn the key 90 degree to unlock something. You could then turn the key 180 degree in the opposite direction to lock it, then bring it back 90 degree and pull it out. So that 180 is revealed by how that's cut. That tailpiece will turn 180 degree before it will need to be engaged in the back of the cylinder. You'll need this small collar for the lazy action, small washer, and it will go just like this. Okay, look like that. Actually, it's going to look more like, yeah, like that. We had it right. Okay. Then this little spacer, according to the manufacturer, sometimes people find that they need a little bit of spacer that's on the back there in order to take up some room so there's less slop in the cylinder within the trim itself, the knob or the lever. I have never witnessed that, but they include it because obviously they have. Now, let's take a moment and look at some backup data on this Keyway. Okay, from the information within the detail page that we're looking at, we'll be able to look at some locks that it's listed to be compatible with. Arrow D, E, F, and K locks. The long discontinued B100, the long discontinued B400, it will work in those. It will work in others as well, but Schlage has, many of their locks have a quite unique cylinder arrangement in them, so expecting these to work in Schlage deadbolts, that might be a stretch of anticipation, expectation. Will work in most grade 1 and grade 2 knob and lever locks. Known to be compatible here, but you need, that Falcon T-lock had a real long tail piece, okay, as does that 3900 Corbin. Schlage 560, 660, ND series to ND series. There is no ND series deadbolt. ND series is a grade 1 lever lock. 981R, let's discuss that. Now, Russwin 981R, that is a reference to obviously Russwin, Corbin, Russwin, Russwin, Corbin, PF Corbin, Russell, Irwin. If you were to, in the site, get to the manufacturer's link and search for, just search for Corbin, you're going to find the document that is called the cylinder manual. I have that pulled up here, the cylinder manual. The 981R, we can find where that Russwin Keyway exists. Here we go. Russwin 981. It's on page 19 of the version that currently is out, is available. 981R, 5-pin. That's what it looks like in its cross-section. This will give you a lot of historical data on this keyway that we're looking at. And when I say historical, I mean literally historical data here. 981 was Russwin's stock keyway from 1938 to 1965, following the 852 and followed by the D51. Still common in older residential applications and small commercial master key systems. When they say small, it's because there was really only 3 keyways available in this structure, okay, operated by an all-section master. So relatively small. There are only 3 sections here. And getting into why else it's considered small is another conversation altogether. But if you look at, I have some H4 keyway in my shop, and if you look how much bigger the Russwin D and H series, many more keyways in that system. There's only 3. So when a key system expands beyond the 981, you go into the 982 and the 983. The 981 class began as a 9-depth system. The shallowest was a 0 and the deepest was an 8. Another really great information that's here. Do not use DH or N class depths to cut 981 class keys. See page 70. That's probably going to be a depth and spacing chart on page 70. Let's get down to page 70 and take a look at that. There we go. So if you were to originate original key blanks or keys, here's your depth and spacing chart for your 981 class. Okay, so that document is incredibly helpful. As an aside, I suppose. Now, I had referenced the key blank number. Well, on the manufacturer's page for Kaba Ilco, we can get to the brass cylinder catalog, and we can pull that up. This shows the 15995 and what it is, a 5-pin combination knob or deadbolt, key and knob cylinder. This over here shows all of the current keyways that they offer. And the RA is obviously here. The N1011P, that's a reference to the key blank that is used. And we can pull up the key blank catalog that's here, which I have open. Do a search for the N1011P. That is an Ilco Easy equivalent RU52. Okay, nickel silver is their blank. And as we continue to search through, you'll find other cross-section, part numbers, equivalent charts from other manufacturers. But we're going to get to the page in the catalog where you can literally purchase just that key blank. Okay, so an RU52 is a 5-pin. That's your key blank number. That's on section 2, page 55 of at least the current Kaba Ilco key blank catalog. This version is probably 2012 or thereabouts. I don't think that there's a year published on this, but it's the most current version that's available. 2010 is what it's called out. So that's some interesting background information on, you know, you need a cylinder, great. With a 981 Keyway, great. Well, here's some additional information on it as well. Let's let's finish up this video. So exactly, someone will be buying a cylinder. It could be very possible that you are putting this cylinder into a non-Corbin lock. You literally might have a, an Arrow grade 2 cylindrical knob, or a Schlage grade 2 cylindrical knob, or lever, or a deadbolt, and you want to preserve the 981R keying that's been done on the system, and you would use this type of cylinder to great effect. This will be also available in a 26D satin chrome finish on the face of the plug. We can provide all the locksmithing services necessary on this cylinder. Should you like for us to do that, we'd be happy to provide a overall project scope for you, keyed appropriately. As you saw earlier from all of the different keyways that they offer, there's at least 24 of them. The factory can manufacture this material in the finish that you need. They can do it in the keying requirements that you need naturally. And their name is synonymous with not only high-quality key blanks, but also high-quality cylinders. And what makes them high quality is the fact that they're made from an architectural base material, brass. So that brass allows very excellent service as a result of the machining tolerances that they can achieve on that sort of very high-quality base material. It's not made of zinc or some low-quality base material. Very tremendous value when you're looking at Kaba Ilco. I would suggest that you use their cylinders in all instances whenever you can. But of course, manufacturers, Schlage is a great example of it. Their cylinder arrangement and lots of their locks is unique to them. Their mortise cylinder construction has thoroughly changed. Their modular cylinders, making them a system that you kind of have to stay within. If I were to try to modify the length of a Schlage mortise cylinder, it's a very different endeavor because of how proprietary the entire system is. The dimensional properties of everything, the fact that the pieces don't play well with pieces from other manufacturers. So Kaba Ilco comes in and giving you high quality, universal sort of composite design, and does so very well. If you know the name Kaba Ilco, you will for key blanks, hopefully for cylinders, storefront hardware as well, locks and push paddles, things like that, and obviously key machines. That link below this video to the manufacturer's page will allow you to review all of those encyclopedic catalog source of reference documents. And if you have any questions on the Kaba Ilco 15995RA in an 04 finish, the KD means just simply keyed different. That's how they're stocked. Or any other Kaba Ilco product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.